on, are we doing it? Show preview. Come on. Ah, fuck it. Let's do it. Going live. It says we're live. What is up? Hello. How's everybody doing? Hello. Welcome to What's Your Story, episode 10. Obviously, you can see that I am here today with a very special guest. Somebody who's a fucking shithead, but also one of my closest friends.
Hey!
What?
WTF?
What? You know you're a shithead. Don't even... You set me a potato, okay?
That was a freaking gift of love and affection.
That's why I still said you're a shithead and you're one of my closest friends, okay? So...
Fine.
It turns itself back around and we're all good. Okay. What's going on? Everybody in chat is starting to fill in a little bit. So welcome to What's Your Story, episode 10. Wow, 10 episodes already. Jesus. Holy crap. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Why don't we just kind of get into it? Might as well. Stan, what are you vaping on?
What am I vaping on?
Yeah, what are you vaping on, man?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I got a Keen. Oh, you know what? I knew there was something looking funny here. Bam! There we go.
Oh my God, light.
Light, let there be light.
Turn
and
it back
with
off.
the light,
Better with that.
you want to just put the potato up here instead of my face? You just put the potato.
Just the potato.
Just the potato. Hashtag just the potato. So
hashtag Tenacious Tater.
Polished stainless Keen with the titanium goon on top and the special vape stew cap available at lucidrda.com. What? Titanium, and inside this I'm rocking that out of this world Saturn peanut butter custard. Ooh. Which does not want to focus. Boom. It's there it goes.
There you go.
And then I'm also rocking the off of what's this thing called? The Next Mesh sub-ohm tank. Mm-hmm. On top of the UL Crown Dual 18650 mod.
How is that tank?
The tank is, that's how much juice I have vaped out of it since I filled it up.
Okay.
You can see it's still full. So I'm still there. No complaints so far, but that's probably the 6th or 7th hit I've had out of it. Inside that, I've got the Twisted Tongue strawberry custard, and then I am rocking Little Debbie with a Kennedy 25 on top and a funky matching drip tip from China.
Hey,
so Little Debbie Monarch or Aspen Modco with inside that is this right here, blended. I got all this from Pillar of Clouds, by the way. Blended blood orange mangosteen starfruit. And last but certainly not least, I am rocking the Exile mod from help me out with the name. Huh?
Immortal.
Yeah, from Immortal Mods. Dual parallel 21700 with the Sherman 28 on top and Paramon from 62 distribution inside that. This thing is a monster.
Yeah, that thing looks ridiculous.
And it not only is it a monster, it's a monster. Look at this thing.
Yeah, that thing's huge. That's a big parallel. Is it 21700?
It's dual 21700 parallel, yeah. Cool. And it's cool because it's stupid simple. It's like, here's the positive connection, here's the negative connection. And basically, this piece touches this piece of metal underneath the Ultim.
Well, that's your fire button?
To lock it, you just thread this out like that, and it's locked.
Okay.
It's super, super simple. Automatic adjusting 510. And
is it? No, it's those damn things. Is it like a quarter turn with those?
No, they're threaded in, but honestly, you don't have to deal with them that much because of the battery life, dude. This thing, I really, really like this mod. I really do a lot.
Does it only come in the Ultim, or do they make colors?
Comes in black too.
Okay, I'd probably
black Ultim with brass.
That would look pretty nice.
That's how long the freaking coils take to ramp down. You saw it still blazing, blowing vapor out of the sides. Jeremy Lane made the coils that are in this.
Oh, Jeremy Lane.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
That's what I'm rocking, man. Just those 4 setups. I mean, I could bore you with another 15 if you want, but I won't do that.
Well, how many of those are you actually vaping on is the real question.
Well, I'm vaping on this one, actually. This is the tripod on the Vaponaut. I forget what the name of this mod is.
You actually have a leather pouch for it?
Huh?
That leather pouch actually kind of looks dope. That could be a...
Dude, that's the only way I rock it. You know what? It's a really sexy mod like this, but it's so pretty.
See, I like it with the leather on there. It kind of just looks like...
so pretty. I don't want to mess it up.
It looks boring that way.
Leather on it. Whoops. This way.
With the leather on there, it kind of gives it more of like an eye catcher.
It has that high-end feel to it. It's made by a high-end company, but what's crazy is it's a Wismec chip, and it's not something that's really looked down upon in the high-end community, but it has that look, it has that feel, and it's a really nice mod. It really, really is. I'm also rocking the Abstract. These are all things I'm actually vaping all at the same time. The Abstract with the 415 RDA on top. I got the Poet on top of the Limelight. I got the B2K on top of a Pulse 80 watt with some CS Woods designs, custom made for Stan the man himself.
I want to see OJ mods do like doors for like stuff like that.
And then I'm also rocking this Vicious Ant with an S Addy. You asked for it, remember? Rocking the Palm Plus with the Narya on top. And then these are also the ones that I'm using all set up is the Ruby 25 and
I love the Ruby so much.
Mech Life Arcless with
I like that looks like it because when I was over at your house, I did not like the kind of the knurled of that mod. I didn't. The knurling on it seemed like it was too. It seemed like it was like hurting your. It was hurting your hand.
Yep.
It was like
the knurling is the most uncomfortable knurling that I've ever held in my hand ever.
Yeah, it's
worse than like a barbell.
This is the kind of knurling that I like. On the truck, it's not. There's no points to it. It's just a texture, and that's the kind of knurling.
The truck, the truck has really good knurling. The Unicorn has really good knurling. There's a lot of really good knurling out there, but it's like the knurling on the sleeve of that Arc Life or Mech Life Arcless is just, it's so, what's the word I'm looking for? Offensive. Like it's so like just sharp.
Like I feel like after you're holding it, you look at your hand and you get like you see like the marks of holding it. That's how like deep that knurling is on there.
Right. Okay. But no, that's it, man. That's what I got set up.
Might as well.
But as far as what I'm gonna vape on your show, it's just those 4 things in the beginning.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, what I got set up today is I got the knurled truck stacked, the V2 I think this is with the 2700, with the Goon 1.5 in black, and inside of there my homage to Aziz, some Surf Satisfying, and then what else do I got? I got my black electroplated Dreamer copper with the gold Rebirth RTA on top of there. And inside of there, I got some Mod Fuels Redstone. There it is. It's like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Pretty good stuff. And next, I got my Transistor Brizzo with the APOC 25 on there. Gator Boar Drip Tip in there. And on top of there, well, inside of there, I got some Millionaire Mango by Independent Vapor Company. And then
abrasive, there you go.
And then I got my Zero with some Crumbs Drops Flaky French, some pretty good 25 milligram Nick Salt. And then my most powerful setup is like hits harder than any of my stacks combined. My Tenacioustater. Just look at it for a second, just embrace it. Have the Tenacioustater stare into your eyes and kind of...
That Tenacioustater was a gift. Show the back. Show the back. See, it was a loving gift. You're a good sport, brother. Here's a potato to show my love. That's all it was.
You
It was
abused
my
me
love.
at freaking Houston.
It was my love in the form of potato because I punched you clean in the face. And
the nuts.
Nobody's seen that. You can't prove it. It was blatantly apparent on Daily Vape TV's vlog.
I love the sound effects he did with it. And then when I came up behind you guys, and when you guys were talking, and then I did like my tongue action, and he zoomed in on it.
Nice.
That was just a whole fun weekend.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And so why don't we get into why you're here? Obviously, you know, I bring people on just to kind of tell the world what their vaping story is. Kind of get people... I do it so they can inspire people and do all that kind of thing, to where if it sparks an idea in their head to do something different, then I feel like I've done my job. To where that's what this whole channel is about, is sparking ideas and sparking something in their head to do more. So today I have you here. So first of all, why don't we get to it? How long were you a smoker for? Like, how old were you when you first started smoking?
The first time I ever tried smoking, I was young, man. I think I was in junior high school. Used to steal Grandpa's cigarettes out of his cartons that he kept in the pantry. Marlboro Reds. Gosh, those were rough. And then I would smoke occasionally until I got to about my very late teens, early 20s. And I smoked so much. I mean, I guess total about 15 years is what I kind of stick with, if I had to guess. So
how were you introduced to smoking?
Got to where I was a pack a day or more.
So you say the way you were introduced to smoking was, did you have family members that smoked, where you were around it all your life, or?
My grandfather smoked. My grandmother smoked. Aunts and uncles smoked. I had, and I come from the era where it was before they passed the laws in Texas to where you couldn't have an open container. So,
yeah, I
mean, I'm from the era when a beer in the console, or, you know, the windows are barely cracked and smoking inside. Or hell, my one set of grandparents who didn't smoke used to have my other set of grandparents who did smoke over, and they would just smoke in the house. It was like socially acceptable. That's the era I come from, man. So right at the end of all of that, smoking kind of being socially acceptable is kind of where I come in. And a lot of people in my family smoked. Not my immediate, like my parents and one set of grandparents didn't, but like I said, aunts and uncles and extended family, they all smoked and stuff.
Was your mom a smoker? I thought she was.
She is now.
Oh.
She went through some personal stuff. She picked up smoking, and I've been trying to get her off ever since.
Well,
and it's one of those things. It's one of those things, man, where I've got her to the point where she will supplement her smoking with vaping, but she uses like the stick pods and stuff like that. But the second she's out, she won't ever contact me because she knows that I'll just, you know, help her out. But she won't. It's just easier for her to pick up a pack of cigarettes, and that's the mindset that's so hard to get people over. You know,
it's the convenience of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculously convenient, and that's the thing that really sucks is that you try to make vaping convenient and that convenient to help smokers, and all they want to do is attack you for how easy it is for kids to get a hold of and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, it's a lose-lose. It sucks.
Well, I was talking about it on the Weekend Wisdom with Swags and Thighs that the cool thing about when that's the one thing about cigarettes, they made it so convenient, like with gas stations, all that stuff. We'd love to see vaping be at that point where it's convenient for everybody, but it's a double-edged sword because the places where it started to be convenient when they were selling Juuls and all that stuff, and to where it was easier for people to get a hold of it was at these gas stations or convenience stores, to where the people working behind the counter didn't care to ID anybody. They made it easy. When they made it easy available, they made it easily available for everybody because it's the people working there that just didn't give a shit or just didn't go through the proper actions that you need to go through when selling those kind of products.
Right.
And we'd all love
I don't
to
get
see
why it's such a pain in the butt though. Like because I've worked in industries where I had to check IDs.
Mm-hmm.
You have to check IDs for clubs. You have to check IDs for bars. You have to check IDs for alcohol. You have to buy alcohol. You have to check IDs to buy cigarettes. You have to check IDs. There's so much. I think that it's become a thing to where people just they see it as a nuisance because they have to do it so much, when that's really a terrible mindset to have. So we're relying on these people to check IDs and things at these stores, retail shops, where people are constantly getting IDs checked, and it just becomes a thing to where either the retailer forgets or just doesn't think that it's necessary, or just is like lazy, or things like that. You're relying on somebody that hates their job anyway, working at minimum wage, having to check this stuff that doesn't really give a crap anyway. Yeah, it sucks.
You get those people working at a gas station at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you get those people who go in there looking for a quick pack of cigarettes, and they're not going to want to go out of their way and go through the proper channels that they need to go through. It sucks. It's a shitty situation. We would all like to see vaping have the convenience level as buying cigarettes. I mean, that would be an end goal to us, to where if it's that much readily available, then we would be in a good place to where we can get more people off of smoking. So with that being said, so you said you smoked for about 15 years total. What made you get into vaping? How were you first introduced to vaping?
I figured it out on my own, honestly. I'm kind of a shitty person because of this, but please don't judge me. You guys know how hard it was to quit smoking.
Already judging.
My wife got pregnant,
mm-hmm.
and she always had a rougher time putting down the cigarettes than I did. Okay. But when my wife got pregnant, I don't know what it was. I just could not quit. And she quit the day she found out she was pregnant. Like, my wife is an amazing person, and it doesn't matter how much it hurts her. She knows she's pregnant. She's got a baby. I'm not smoking. Done. Okay. And so she quit, but I kept smoking. I tried quitting for a little bit and it didn't work. I started smoking again. I guess I could chalk it up to stress and everything, but I can only imagine what she was under. So I'd just be making excuses. Never quit. I don't know how she didn't know with her incredible nose she had pregnant. But after she had the baby, she started smoking again because she was always around it. I was always smoking. Right. I wasn't really hiding it from her the first time. The second time, when she got pregnant the second time, she quit again, and she quit right on the spot. Done. And I told her that I had quit too. Before I kind of tried, and then I started again. I didn't really hide it, but this time I hid it. I told her I wasn't smoking. I didn't want to be, I didn't want the same thing to happen as the first time, and I just couldn't quit. And I tried and tried. I probably quit 15 different times. And, you know how that goes, a few days here, a few days there. And finally, when she found out I was still smoking, she picked it up again. That was, both times it was my fault. I'm the one that kept it around. I'm the one that was still doing it. And I felt terrible about it. And a few weeks after she picked it up again, after having our second child, I straight up told her, I said, look, we're done. I'm going to quit. I went to her. I said, I've heard about this thing called vaping. I've tried these e-cigarettes at the gas station, the little, not blue, but they were little
like
e-cigarettes, kind of like,
like the cigalikes?
Yeah, they were little cigalikes or whatever. And I had tried them and I was like, I could probably make this work. And I told my wife, I said, look, I'm going to quit. I'm going to figure out how we're going to do this vaping thing just because I hear it's better, all this other stuff. And she's like, well, if you're going to do it, I'll try, but I don't really want to quit. And I said, okay, well, I'll let you know. I got on the internet. I started watching YouTube, Rip Trippers, Grim Green, Mike Vapes. I've said it before, those three guys. And I got a bunch of info. I went to a smoke shop because a lot of stuff out here is half smoke, half vape. There wasn't a lot of vape stuff happening out here at that time. And I went to a smoke shop called Bazaar, and I got a iStick 50 watt. I got 2 iStick 50 watts and 2 Nautilus clones for $200. $200.
Remembering the price of stuff back in the days, because I remember one of those Volcano e-cigs that you bought from China, how expensive those were, and they were just some like crappy freaking like outrageous looking like pen style thing. It was insane. That's when I first saw vaping. It was like my friend had it, and I was still smoking hookah at the time like crazy, and I tried it. I'm like, no, screw this. I'll go back to my hookah. This was dumb.
Right. Well, I mean, $200. I got those. I got some crappy juice. I went home, and that was it, man. I kept on working with it. My wife, I got into the whole hobbyist side. Like, that's just how I am. I get head over heels into everything. And I got to the point where I wanted to build instead of coils. And so that's where it all took off from there. I got an OBS TVT or TCT tank that had a little RBA section. I started jacking with that, and because I haven't brought it around her, I've been helping her find whatever coil she likes, and she's stayed off since, and I've stayed off since, and that's it, man. That's how it all happened.
Were you ever a dual user at times?
I was not, dude. When I switched, I switched.
What's your opinion on people who dual use?
I know a couple people at work who dual use, and I feel like if you dual use, you may be a certain person like that can do that. But I feel like if you dual use, you're never going to fully switch. And that's me. I feel like you got to put it down and make the switch and get your body used to, because when you switch from vaping to smoking, and I'm sure that you can attest to this, you go through withdrawals because you're not going through nicotine withdrawals. Like, people think that nicotine is so bad and everything, but you're going through withdrawals from all the freaking chemicals, man. Like headaches, stomach aches, just sweating and feeling like shit.
I was just angry all the time.
Man, dude, I was physically ill, and I was vaping plenty. So I was, it wasn't a nicotine withdrawal type thing, and I was vaping 24 milligram. It was a chemical withdrawal from all of the freaking terrible chemicals that are in cigarettes, and I was physically ill for 2 weeks. 1 week was bad. The second week I knew what was going on, but I was kind of like feeling better,
Uh-huh.
But I tell everybody, I'm like, look, just make a full switch for 2 weeks. You're going to feel kind of run down and everything, but it'll be worth it. That's it. Get over it and you'll be fine.
It's that, for me, the best part to hear from people is that realization where people wake up and instead of like grabbing for a cigarette and for their morning cigarette, they grab their vape. And it's like where they have that mindset into their head where like, I don't need this anymore. I have something better. I have something different. I have something life-saving that would add years to your life. And it's just the cool thing to hear people like with their first reaction to being like, holy crap, I don't need these freaking cancer sticks anymore. I got this. And just having that light shed to them, and it's just an awesome thing to hear. It's an awesome. I remember when I felt it. It was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie either. I don't feel the need to vape like I used to smoke. Like you're talking about the getting up in the morning, having the morning cigarette and everything. I can go hours. I can take my shower, brush my teeth, do my thing, and then it's like I feel like I want to vape now, and I'll get a vape in. But I don't feel that way like I used to with cigarettes. I get kind of, you kind of get the feeling like, oh man, I need to have a vape, but that doesn't happen as fast or as hard as cigarettes did for me.
Yeah, because remember when my mom smoked? There were times where I woke up in the middle of the night to get something to drink, and she'd be on the couch smoking a cigarette at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just, you see people that it wakes you up from a dead sleep to where you need one. It just shows.
I feel like I do with caffeine.
Yeah, it's
with vaping. I'm
how
like,
much people relied on it in their daily routine, and how much people relied on it in their daily lives, to where it was just a regular thing. Somebody would wake up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom or something, get a drink, and while they're up, they sit down and smoke a cigarette.
mm-hmm. I feel like I do with caffeine, man. I really do. Like, oh man, I need to wake up. I want to get going. Like, I need a Monster or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's kind of how I feel about vaping. That's how it affects me. It's just, I don't feel like, oh, I need it. I fucking need a cigarette. You know, I don't feel like that. So, but that's just me, man. Mm-hmm. You know.
So, would you say that iStick and the Nautilus clone was that your go-to, pretty much saying we're good, we're done?
The Nautilus is what got me off cigarettes. The OBS sub-ohm tank is what hooked me. Like, not hooked me, like, you know, but it's what got you into
the whole hobbyist side of it.
It got me excited about the hobbyist side. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the juice that I used forever to quit. Actually, I have a bottle. Keep it around. This is the new label. One Hit Wonder.
Yep.
The
I remember
Rocket
when
Man.
Those came in those giant freaking.
Before this, it was the One Hit Wonder. What's the Strawberry Man, or what's the one that's the strawberry? Milkman.
Yeah. Milkman.
And then before that, it was the Suicide Bunny Mother's Milk. So those three juices are what
that's a name
got
I haven't
me
heard
off
in a
cigarette.
minute.
Yeah,
I think they're still around, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you used to hear about those guys being at shows all the time. Like, that was like the number one custard of all time.
I'm a hard strawberry fan, man. Like, I love myself some strawberry. I've still to this day, that's the juice that got me off strawberries and cream. Mm-hmm. And to this day, strawberry custard that's my jam, man. Strawberry custard and pear juice. But the yogurt, like, the funky flavor of this is what really drew me to it.
And right there is just showing that flavors aren't for just kids. Adults like flavors too. I mean, if I want to pick up a watermelon Jolly Rancher flavor, I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it because I like flavors too.
Yeah, I got into RY4s with the first setup that I got, the 50 watt and everything, and I was like, I just want something that tastes like cigarette, menthol, whatever. And if I would have stayed on that juice, or if all vaping was just that, I would have been like, I'll just smoke. You know, I really believe that. I believe that I would have been a lifetime smoker because I really loved smoking. I really loved the cigarette. Like, it wasn't just about the cigarette and your body feeling it. It was about just the break away from life for a few minutes. It was about the actual act of it. It was about, it was about so much more. And it was really hard for me to kind of get over getting rid of cigarettes. And if I didn't have flavors, then I probably would have had a harder time.
I remember when my brother was still smoking, he tried some of those like flavored cigarettes from Europe. Like, he got like an apple pie one that was just crazy how like much a cigarette can taste like apple pie. And it kind of just showed that like other countries are making like flavored stuff, even though when it's cigarettes too. It's like, okay, it just shows that adults like flavors even in the cigarette market, or like just the tobacco market itself, like with hookah flavors.
Shisha, yeah.
Yeah, the shishas, all the different flavors out there. Like, it's literally vape flavors just soaked in with tobacco. You're burning
blueberry shisha, bro. It's awesome.
My favorite one was a pink lemonade, and there was that, and there was one called Black Mamba, which was insane. I loved it. It's just, I remember I would go through hanging out.
Black Mamba, huh?
Chat.
Yeah. Okay.
When I was hanging out with my friends, we used to go through like.
You want that Black Mamba all in and around your mouth?
Okay, you're done.
What? What?
You're done.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, we used to, like the shishas used to come in like the boxes and everything. with your stuff. But we used to go through like 6 of those a night at times. It was insane how much we used my friend's hookah. It was just
that's a lot.
Leaving the place feeling like shit, but because you were just spending the whole night gaming and freaking having the hookah on the table in front of you guys, and as you're gaming, you're just taking the hose and just going to town. And it's just the whole thing going back to with flavors and everything. It just shows that all these flavor bands out there. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Because all these adults, even with it's not involving the tobacco industry. People they're going out to get ice cream with their family. They like the cookies and cream, or like the ones where they have the chunks of like cheesecake and all that kind of stuff. It just people like that kind of stuff. It's not just for kids. Flavors of like sweet stuff and all that kind of stuff isn't just for kids. Adults like that stuff too.
Dude, I wouldn't have this outrageous weight gain that I've had over the past 2 years if I didn't enjoy Little Debbie's. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't know why I held out, because her name's Little Debbie. That's why I held this up.
So another thing I wanted to ask you a little bit, it's like, what made you, because I know, I kind of know this already, but I don't know if everybody that's watching knows about it. Like, what made you get into the whole designing side of it after you started vaping and everything? And because I know with how you're a designer by trade with actual work. So I'm guessing that kind of got you into wanting to make products and on its own. So why don't you tell everybody like what made you get into the whole designing side of it?
Dude, I'm the guy that I'm not gonna show them off right now, but I'm the guy that like gets Nerf guns and tears them apart and makes them stronger, and how
you are with your Nerf shit.
Yeah, engineers little stuff with how to make them shoot better and more accurate, and I'm the guy who tears things apart and wants to make it better with anything really, or wants to create like there's a helmet over here that I built, and I'd never soldered a thing in my life, but this thing is you saw it. It's the freak
Daft Punk one.
Yeah, it's the Daft Punk helmet, and it lights up and does all crazy stuff, and that's me, man. Like, you get somebody into tinkering who also does design work, it kind of is the natural progression, like I always was buying. Fast Tech was my life for a little while.
So you were in Uncle Chris status then.
Oh, dude, I was buying so much stuff. I was getting stuff for free from them because I was buying so much. And I would forget what I bought because it took 2 weeks to get here, or 3 weeks, and things would just show up. And so every day I was having packages come in of like new RDAs and all kinds of stuff, and just building, dude. I just wanted to build and mess with and see what made what better and why. And I wasn't trying to make anything better. I was trying to make something different for somebody that wanted a certain type of vape but liked to tinker. And that's how the Lucid came out of it, and I just got on the computer and started modeling stuff, and eventually with growing Instagram the way I was at the time, it was growing really fast, and companies were hitting me up asking me to, how it is with what do they call people?
Influencers.
Influencers. You know how it is with influencers. Companies start contacting you. Hey, will you run a giveaway for us and stuff like that? And it was just a progression of conversation between me and Times Vape after running a giveaway for them, that they were like, hey, do some design work for us. So I was already mech mod guy. I loved mechs, and I still do. But I wanted to do something different, and that's how the Dreamer came about. So
to me, I feel like anybody can, well, I wouldn't say anybody can design something, but if you have an idea, I can run with it, man. If you don't have the capabilities to do it, as long as you have that idea of something, bring it to light to somebody that you know that might be into it, and just kind of roll with it. If you're in this industry and just have the opportunity to know people, like I would say me and you do, because we both know a decent amount of people in this industry, things can happen. It's building those relationships. That's what I feel like. That's what's made me love this industry so much, is with all the relationships I've grown, all the friendships, the lifetime friendships that I've gained from this industry, is just, it blows my mind. It's literally I wouldn't trade anything for the world.
The Lucid thing, that was just a thing that me and my buddy did. We he put up the money, I did the design, we did it just to do it. Okay. And I am the guy that will model and everything just for fun when I got nothing to do, or used to. Now there's a whole lot of it. It's just like too much like work. But but I was the guy that would do that, and so I would have stuff that I would never think. Like, I would just be like, hey, this is cool, and I'll do this, and this would be like this, and I would never thought that any of it would get made. So without Times Vape, like you're talking about connections and stuff, without Times Vape, the Dreamer probably never would have even come to be, because it didn't exist until after they asked me to design a mod, and then they sent me a design they've been working on. They're like, this one, we want you to look at this, we want you to do this. And I was like, that's not a design by me, that's not my design. So that's how the Dreamer came about. So, but none of those connections, like people, friends and stuff like that, like it would be so much less if I hadn't started that Lucid thing in the first place. And you know what, probably if Times Vape never came on board, then it probably wouldn't be, I wouldn't have had any other stuff out on the market like now. So
that's what
just because I didn't know I didn't have those connections or anything.
I try to tell people and everything, like, why people should fight for this industry and like start advocating more and be more active, and with activism, all that stuff. I try to explain to them, like, think of all these friendships that you've made from this industry, all these relationships with different Facebook groups or people you've met on Instagram or talked to on Instagram, going to these shows, and kind of put it in their heads a little bit of, to all these people that out there who haven't found this industry yet, and think may possibly in the future, all these relationships those people can bring, life-changing relationships, positive, like change their outlook on life, positive kind of thing, to where it's like totally puts your life in a 360 that for the positive and everything, and then you would possibly change everything for them. Think of that, that opportunity to them never came to be, because nobody got off their ass and started fighting, started standing up and saying enough is enough, we're gonna do something about this. And that's what I fight for. I fight for this industry. I fight for the people that have not yet to find vaping. I fight for the people who have not found those relationships yet, that I would love to possibly be a part of those relationships, or see them grow as a human being with those relationships being made. And you can possibly agree on that one too, to where it's one of those things to where it's like vaping has changed your life in so many ways, to where it'd be hard to not want somebody that was a smoker to get involved with, just for the healthier aspect of it, but for the positive that this industry creates, and all the great things that comes out of this industry.
Well, that's one of the things that really stinks, is it's hard for somebody like me to go out there and speak on because I have a business, a retail business. The FDA has shut my mouth in the sense of going out there and saying, this is this for you, and this is this for you, and this will do this for you. And I can't do that. I can only speak my experience. And I can't
your
say
experience can change people's lives.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of the whole point of all of it, right? Just talk about your experience, and the whole YouTube thing, just do it and have fun with it, and hopefully occasionally you can get those things out to people. But I say it on the stew and all the time, is like, it doesn't really matter unless you can speak to those who aren't watching you on YouTube.
People watching you already know.
Yeah,
it's reaching out to the people that don't watch YouTube, or the people that have yet to find vaping, and people that don't even vape at all.
The only people that you're actually affecting in that sense are the people like me. When I first started, I went looking for that information, and there's not a lot of people that out there that have that kind of drive. Like, there's a bunch, and there's a lot of them right in here watching the chat, but there's more people out there that just don't know what to look for, don't have the drive to go looking. They'd much rather just smoke.
It's to me, people just don't have the motivation anymore. It's just when they want to try something new, they like when I try something new, or like how you do, you go out and research what you're gonna do before you do it, because so you want to be prepared and not be spending money on something that you're gonna be, say, $100 in the hole for something you don't know about, and that you're gonna have to wait until afterwards to try to fix something that went wrong or anything, and spend more money on it to when you can research it and know what you're getting yourself into before you even spend that money. It's just, we're going through a tough time right now, and we're always going to be going through a fight with regulation and all that stuff, but I try to tell people this: there's always light at the end of the tunnel. It's
never going to go away.
No.
It's never going to go away, but the fact of the matter is that people have been, and this is the sad part, people have been so complacent that nobody feels like they could either do anything to make a change, or they don't feel like they need to, because people like you, or like Grim, or like me, or like Jennifer Berger Coleman, people like that are on top of it, you know, like Safada and all those guys are on top of it, and that's not the case at all. So I mean, it's one of those things where we're basically are past.
People are letting us do the fighting for them when it should be everybody fighting as an equal.
Well, it's one of those things where it's still important. Like, everybody still needs to have their voice heard, and nothing's ever set in stone until it's set in stone. But we've got ourselves into a place now from being so complacent for such a long time that things are going to be harder. Things are going to be harder, and there's nothing to get around it. So,
well, all you got to do is just keep on fighting, and the good fight will be won eventually. It just takes time. It takes time, effort, and if you have a voice, make it be heard. That's all I can really say to people is, if you have an opinion on something, don't keep it to yourself.
Poon Sauce.
Yo.
Why is your name Poon Sauce?
I thought I've told this story before.
I don't know. But your name is Poon Sauce McNasty.
Yeah.
Poon Sauce McNasty. Yeah. There's so much
cringe stuff going in there when you say it. It kind of
so much, dude.
Kind of when you're saying it, you kind of try to hold yourself in from vomiting a little bit. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If your name wasn't Poon Sauce McNasty the first time you showed up in the stew chat, we probably would have been like, Poon Sauce, look at that crap. Like, I don't know how many times we actually like went off on your name, but yeah, dude. What's up with that?
It started when I was probably, what was it? I would say my sophomore year of high school. Well, I used to go every Friday nights. I used to go to my friend's house, bring my 360 and stuff and we used to have like 2 TVs going and everything, and start playing like Call of Duty Zombies and all that stuff, or just playing Call of Duty and shit. We were playing Modern Warfare 2. I think we were playing Search and Destroy and everything, and I died or something, and I freaking screamed out something, and that's what came out, and I was like, wait, what? I kind of second guessed myself of what the hell did I just say?
You screamed out Poon Sauce McNasty?
It's just one of those things. I don't know. It's you're when you're so in depth into something, you kind of say things that you have no idea where they came from, and it just like, I don't know if it was a sign of like, I know I don't have Tourette's or anything, but that sounds like something somebody with Tourette's would say. And
oh my gosh.
I was like, wait. I put the controller down and thought to myself, what the hell did I just say? And I kind of just stuck with it because it's something that you would never see.
Rage gaming. Your name was the result of rage gaming.
Yeah. Rage gaming. Very, very much so. It's funny. It's like it actually had us all freaking dying, like all 5 of us sitting there on the couch.
I can imagine.
Laughing our asses off. And so I just rolled with it, and that's it's not really a vaping related name, but it's a name that stands out to people, I guess. So I kept
there you go,
something to make you stand out a little bit. So,
and that was the rest of the story.
I think we're getting towards the end here, guys. I think we're gonna call it quits. We've kind of brought up everything. Stan's shared some good info with us and kind of shared a different outlook on things of his experiences and all that stuff. And of course, I hope you all take that to heart a little bit and kind of hopefully. I want stuff. Why I do the shows because I want stuff that people say to sharing their stories. I kind of want it to, like how I said, to have everybody take it to heart and kind of help us grow a little bit as a community and everything. And that's what I try to do with all my videos and stuff. I try just to get the word out there and just. I may not have the biggest voice, but I'm a voice. I'm just trying to inform people and just kind of get something out there to the public.
Always use your voice. There's the only thing that I would say is Peter Portleton said that's where shop employees need to take the time and walk new vapors through the process. Although I agree with you, I don't think it's about new vapors. I think it's about the public in general.
It's the persona of vaping.
Just make sure you talk to people. You see smokers standing around and you're outside in the smoking section having a vape or whatever. Just have the tenacity to strike up a conversation.
Because that's how everything starts, as a conversation.
Yep. And
that conversation can spark something in their head, and then they can spread it. It's just like a wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
What all it takes is one match, and I hopefully am that match. That's what I want to be. The match that starts the wildfire. Just keep me out of California. That stuff bad. I don't want to kill people. And
hashtag strike the match. There you go.
Yep. So that's all we got for you guys today. I'd like to thank Stan for coming on. I know he had to take time out of his pool family time.
Yeah, I was in the pool. I forgot. I didn't forget. I was in the pool with the kids at the neighborhood pool thing, and I got a text message from Poon Sauce that said,
"Don't forget.
Don't forget." And I was like, "Oh crap! I need to go home."
And then all I got a text back was K. So like, oh, you probably forgot.
I got you. I didn't forget.
You just got sidetracked.
I got exactly. See, I've got shiny-itis.
Except pools aren't shiny; they're just wet. Yeah.
Everything is shiny. Everything. Oh, look, brass. Cool.
Oh, shiny.
Oh, look, there's Taco Bell in the corner. I'm gonna go check it out. See if there's a good taco inside of that bag.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Make sure to head over, hit that subscribe button. Make sure whenever I go live on Saturdays and Wednesdays, make sure to tune in if you like. I'm not going to force you to come over, but if you have the time, stop by. I'd like to see you come up and chat a little bit. Don't forget to check out the Vape Stew on Fridays. I know last night's Vape Stew was awesome, even though Steve Kennedy was on for a short bit, but seeing his new house made me like, are you fucking kidding me? Kind of thing, just say like, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, it's pretty gorgeous, right? That land he's got, man. And the high-end vape forum.
Yeah, of course, high-end vape forum. I know you guys don't have a show this week. It's going to be next week. Which actually, I don't know if you're going to be missing Swags, I think.
When?
Because you guys don't have a show this week. It's next week.
Yes,
but
I think.
Swags, Nick and I will be in New York.
Swags is fired.
Well, you heard it first here, people. Swags is fired from the high-end vape forum. Breaking news. So yeah. Also, guys, if you guys are going to be in New York around that area, come on out to NV. Come see Mr. Daily Vape TV, Mr. Swaggins, and myself hanging out. We'll be around, causing shenanigans and taking part.
Chris Snyder wants me to respond to him. He says, so Stan, are you saying you think you're tenacious maybe at wicking because of all the fails you have?
Ooh.
I think somebody needs to look up the definition of tenacious. That's what I think. Mr. Overdrip, Mr. DIY aficionado, Mr. hashtag Wick Game is weak.
Well, I thank everybody for watching. Again, I'd like to thank Stan for coming on. I really greatly appreciate it. And also, guys, remember, got a bunch of shows out there, a bunch of information for people to go look at and everything. Make sure to check out The Weekend Wisdom. Make sure to check out Shane Oakley on his YouTube channel. There's always places where you guys get information and stay informed, inform others. That's all I can say, really. Just keep fighting the good fight, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Vape on, friends! Like fucking.
There is a coupon code. Happy 4th, still going on till the 8th. 25% off lucidrda.com. Boom!
Had to pull that on there before we get off.
I had to.
Motherfucker. Have a good weekend, everybody, and stay safe. And Stan, you should close it out with your famous.
You guys stay safe. You guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And remember, vape on, friends.
Wait till it ends.
Wait.
Hold on. Because it still shows the thing.
This is the tater face.
It's just. I don't know if it's just because it does delay. I don't know when it cuts out. I'm going to do it when it says vape on, friends. I don't know. Oh, God. End stream.